Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Weeks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Carroll. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000. Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos. The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665. All right, we welcome you in to Redbirds Live from Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort. And with this early first pitch today, getting going, it's going to be even before 2 o'clock, pushed up from 4:30 original start time, but it's the Goreville Black Cats in town taking on your West Frankfort Redbirds. I'm Garrett Smith. I'm joined by Quincy King.
How you doing today, Garrett? It's a pretty nice day for some baseball. I woke up out of bed and I was pretty excited to come watch some Redbird baseball today. It's the most excited I've been in a while. I think it's this weather change really nice out. Ready to get going.
And the Redbirds look to end a 2-game skid that they're on here, losing the past couple days against Waltonville and Johnston City, and they get a good team in Goreville. Comes in 5-4, but they put up some runs in their victories. Let's see, scoring 10 or more already 6 times in their 9 games, and one of those games up over 20 runs. So Frankfort's going to have to limit Goreville's offense, especially with how Frankfort's been struggling at the plate here lately. But Redbirds look to bounce back here on this Friday in West Frankfort. We thank you guys for tuning in here in our pregame coverage, brought to you by Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies in West Frankfort. Let's get to our keys. That's sponsored by Weeks
right on the price, right off I-57. It's the week's keys to the game. It's a good Goreville program. You know they're a good team. How do you hang around and try to find a way to win?
I think it's evident they're going to hit the ball. Putting up those many runs and those kind of games. They're going to do what they can to get on base. I think what you got to do is just you got to try to limit the kind of damage they can do. That you can't let them put up 10, 15 runs on you, or it's not even going to be close to a game. You have to match that. So you got to go out there, and I think you just got to try to limit the damage as much as you can. And by saying that, out in the defense, you got to clean it up. The past 2 days have not been the cleanest defensive end for the Redbirds. So, a team like this, you really need to bring your best defensive game if you want to, stick around. But you got to do that. You got to get the bats going. You're going to have to put up a decent amount of runs because, they're going to come in here and they're going to be hitting the ball pretty well. So try to limit the damage and, go up there and get some good ABs.
Yeah, it was a good effort yesterday to try to come back. Trailing 6-0 quickly, and Johnson City was threatening to short game Frankfort. Frankfort with 6 runs unanswered there in the 5th, tie at 6-6 before Frankfort ran out of gas and fell 9-6. We'll pause for the national anthem, come back, give you the starting lineups, and some baseball for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort. Let's get to your starting lineups. That's brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates in West Frankfort. We'll begin first with the Goreville Black Cats. They're led by head coach Sean Tripp. Starting lineup for Goreville, leading off number 12, shortstop Cole Tripp, batting second. Number 5, second baseman Hunter Francis, batting third. Number 2 in center field Ty Suits, batting fourth. Number 4, the designated hitter Drake Moss, batting fifth. Number 31 in left field Garrett Church, batting sixth. Number 33, first baseman Levi Damon, batting seventh. Number 26, the catcher Nick Gowan, batting eighth. Number 3, third baseman Will Hester, and batting ninth. 16 in right field Nikki King. And on the mound, being hit for will be number 11 Drake Buffington. That is Goreville's starting lineups. Now for West Frankfort and the Redbirds, led by head coach Tyson Smith. Leading off, center fielder, number 3, Cam Joyner. Batting second, second base, number 8, Chris Samples. Batting third on the mound, number 2, Chase Patterson. Batting fourth, third base, number 4, Eric Duncan. In the 5 spot, at short, number 1, Hayden Mitten. Batting 6th, at first base, number 6, Will Scales. Batting 7th and left, number 11, Deacon Webster. Batting 8th, DH, number 19, Decaden Sneathen. And batting 9th and right, number 12, Jace Bennett. In the field, not in the lineup, behind the plate, number 5, Ethan Odom. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Sam C. Mitchell and Associates. Chase Patterson on the bump for West Frankfort. He will first base Tripp, Francis, and Suits in this top of the first. And the Redbirds have had some issues in the first, keeping their opponents to 0. Could be a good start to try to get a quick 1, 2, 3, even if a base runner reaches. But a 0 seems pretty important today, especially with how good of a team Goreville is. If they get a lead, they'll think they can try to run away with it.
Yeah, definitely. You come into this first inning, especially just take this whole game, inning at a time, and especially when you go out there on defense, you feel like you kind of let's slow it down a little bit. Let's get these hitters, in some bad counts and make them feel uncomfortable. It's always a tougher place to come here and try to hit the ball, and you got to throw them off balance.
Cole Tripp will lead things off for Goreville. Patterson coming on, first pitch, popped up foul, out of play. There's another lineup that we're going to see that's probably going to go after pitches early in the count. They look to get on base and score runs, as we mentioned, a whole bunch of games where they've already scored double digits here in this early going. But they've had some losses against some good quality opponents. So you know what you're getting when you play Goreville baseball, and always super competitive. And if you're lacking, and you'll probably end up on the wrong side of the score.
Oh yeah, definitely.
1-1 to Tripp. There's a strike. On the outer edge portion near the left-handed batter's box to make it 1-2. Patterson coming home. It's above the zone. And gets to 2-2. Patterson looking to retire this first hitter of the ball game, and he loses the grip on the breaking ball, and it goes to 3-2.
Be really bad, leadoff guy give him a walk. That been a lot of trouble for the Redbirds in the past, giving off the leadoff walk to start innings.
Full count, payoff pitch on the way to Tripp. Ball 4. And that's after being ahead in the count 1-2. Hunter Francis comes in, second baseman. With Tripp over at first base, nobody retired. Second batter of the game here between West Frankfort and Goreville. This is going to miss down in the zone for ball 1. Patterson coming home. It's popped up. Odom behind the plate, and it drops. We've seen too much of that this season. Pop-ups to the catcher, and they get all twisted around and unable to make a catch. It's going to stay 1-1.
Yeah, I mean it's just routine plays. It's unfortunate we can't get those. I mean, you should have an out here and be moving on to the next guy in the lineup. And now you give this guy a few more cracks to try to do something.
Runner was laying, and he's back in safely. First base was Tripp. Showing bunt. It's going to be a strike. Throw down. The runner's going through for a stolen base. Somehow gets all the way to center field. Runner's going to be held up at second, though. It's 1-2. Francis already with a runner out in scoring position here in the 2 slot. Looking to drive him in. This is inside for ball 2. Suits awaits on deck. Then Moss. Patterson to the plate. And it's going to go full again.
Seems like Chase Patterson out there on the mound needs to really get a little bit more of a stride, and he's leaving a lot of pitches up.
Coming to the plate. Ball 4. He's walked the first 2. So a walk to Tripp and a walk to Francis, both with 2 strikes. And the first one comes after falling or getting ahead 1-2, and the second one comes after a dropped pop up behind the plate. Showing bunt. Ball outside. That's the type of mistakes you make against a team like Goreville, and they run the
It'll make
score
you
up.
hurt.
And you're at the 3 guy with 2 on and nobody out. Swing and a miss. Pitch off the plate. Suits was going after it. Trying to drive in at least 1 there. Patterson back in the count. It's 1-1. Ball's deadened down the first base line. Odom picks it up and throws to first, and no one's covering home, and a run's going to score, and the second runner's going to third. Sacrifice bunt from Suits allows both runners to move up 2 bases.
Yeah, you could tell Blackheads practiced that a little bit. They had the Frankfurt defense out of sorts. Might not have been in that situation a lot this year.
So sacrifice 2-4, and fair ball ripped down the line is going to plate the second run. Runner's headed for second in Moss, and he's in safely. So Moss jumping on pitch early in the count, and it's 2-0 Goreville. Here's Garrett Church. 2 quick runs for the Black Cats here in the top of the first, just 1 retired for Frankfurt. This one's in for a called strike 1. Church out in left field today. Coach Tripp hitting in the 5 spot. He's got a guy out at second base in Moss. Off speed floats over the plate for strike 2. Church started to go after it, but then held up, and he falls behind 0-2 in the count. Patterson's next. Fouled out of play to the right.
You got this guy in a great spot right now, down 0-2. This pitch right here doesn't have to be anything in the zone.
Patterson to the plate, above the zone. Ball 1. And a long top half of the first. Still just 1 out. A lot of pitches already being thrown. The next one, he's north of 20 already. And we ball two. Patterson steps off, checks the runner at second. A lot of deep counts early, other than that one to Moss, who jumped first pitch, but another one deep with the 2-2 count here. This one's fouled back to the screen. Patterson finally comes set out of the stretch. Runner's dancing, going to third. Throw down. It's thrown into the outfield, and it's going to be 3-0 Goreville. We got a mound visit. This one's brought to you by Power Wash Plus, and couldn't have drawn up a worse start for how Frankfurt has played defensively here, and Patterson's worked another full count here, or thrown to another full count, so he's already up to 23 pitches and only one out, and it's you've given up three. You've spotted Goreville three before your lineup's even got a chance to go to the plate.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, because Goreville's not doing anything that's pretty deserving of these 3 runs. We're kind of giving them all what they've got right now, and we should be way out of this top inning, and it's just it's terrible to see when you give team runs. It's hard to battle back from that.
So it's still Church out there with a full count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Patterson punches out Garrett Church. And now we'll see Levi Damon step in. First baseman. Three have crossed, now two retired, no one on base. Swing and a miss. Next pitch from Patterson. Got on and missed again. This one had Damon out in front of it.
I definitely think he wasn't expecting off speed to be that second pitch thrown off speed for a strike. It's a good pitch by Patterson.
Damon back in the box. Behind 0-2. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He caught a piece of it. Looked like it hit him and he missed it.
That's what I was thinking too.
Which would have just been a strike. Instead, they say it was fouled off.
You could kind of tell by hearing it. It didn't sound like it hit it bad. It sounded like it definitely hit a hand or a wrist or something.
And strikes out swinging on this pitch. Going to the bottom of the first. Goreville already up 3-0 on the Redbirds.
Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life Options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, They're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort. In the field today for the Goreville Blackcats at shortstop number 12, Cole Tripp. At second base number 5, Francis. At center field number 2, 5-2. And left field number 31, Eric Turner. At first base number 4.
Goreville will send Drake Buffington to the mound today, and he's being DH for, so his priority today is going out there, sitting some guys down for the Black Cats, and he'll first face Cam Joyner and then followed by Chris Samples and Chase Patterson. Just a lot of pressure on an offense whenever you come up and you, even for your first trip to the plate, and you're already, against odds with some sort of deficit. And today it's a 3 spot.
Yeah, it's tough to go out there. You're already down, and you got to make these up sooner or later. The only positive you can look at is it came in the first inning, and you got 7 to play, so you got a lot of time to make up those runs. Just it's not a good confidence builder going to your first plate appearance and being down 3 already.
Going forward next week, a couple games on our schedule, Tuesday and Friday on our broadcast schedule. We'll have Tuesday here at home against Nashville and Friday at home against DuQuoin. Cam Joyner will step in, first batter here for Frankfort on the afternoon. And he takes strike 1. Joyner takes pitch off the plate for ball 1. The 1-1 on the way. Ball 2 low. Buffington trying to get back in the count here. Joyner puts this one in play over to third. Firing over to first for the first out. That time was Hester. Chris Sample steps in with 1 out, nobody on base. And ahead in the count is Buffington on Samples. This one's flared out towards right. It's going to hook foul. And Samples is behind 0-2. Samples. It's back in the box. This one's off the plate for ball 1. And Samples chases this one up, and it gets to the backstop as it popped out of the glove of Gower, and Samples is going to reach on the drop third strike. Patterson comes in with Samples now down at first base. Frankfort with a gift there. See if they can take advantage. Patterson takes ball 1 up and in. Out of the stretch, Buffington coming to the plate. Fouled back out of play. And then a check over on Samples back in easily. And now Buffington comes to the plate, and this one's ball 2 high. Check again. Safe again. Samples. This one misses outside. Samples unable to get a read, and he has to stay at first. Counts 3-1. Eric Duncan on deck. Samples. Same lead he's had over at first. And this is ball 4 outside. Duncan steps in with 2 on, just 1 out.
I heard Duncan, a very good hitter at the plate. This is a good position to get some runners up there for him, maybe drive him in.
Strike 1 called. Buffington, for the most part, has gotten ahead of hitters here in this first. This one's flared out to right. Underneath it, making the catch is King. And it's brought back into the infield. 2 retired. Aiden Mitten now bats in the middle of Frankfurt's lineup. And 7-8-9 due up for Goreville in the top of the second. To the plate, Mitten fouls it into the glove for strike 1. Next one on the way. Strike 2 looking. Next one on the way. Ball high. One, 2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Frankfurt gets 2 on and they strand him. We're going to the second. It's 3-0 Goreville on top of your West Frankfurt Redbirds.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfurt High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfurt alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfurt community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
Goreville coming back to the plate now, and already with 3 in the first. It'll be Gower, Hester, and King due up for the Black Cats. Frankfurt got a couple on, couldn't bring or couldn't move them over or get them in.
No, and the guys we did get on, weren't from anything effectively done at the plate. They got over the first, and then we failed to bring them in. And we're gonna have to do a lot better at the plate. Try to get these guys in sometime. It's these guys aren't gonna slow down us. They're coming to the plate looking to score multiple runs an inning. So they're not looking to take no breaks, and we got to keep the pace up with them.
Or else you'll fall behind pretty quickly to a team that's scored a lot of runs here in this season to kick off the 24 season here in the early going, and that's just what they know. That's how they've won their games. The games they've lost have been when the opponent's been able to shut down their offense. When they score, they normally win, and teams normally can't hit with them. Although I did see they lost one game to DuQuoin, 24-12.
Wow. Wow.
Just a lot of offense there, but for the most part, other than that one, when they score runs, teams don't hang with them, and it's your best bet to beat them is to limit their offense and just pick your battles when you can score runs. But the lower this game stays, the better chance Frankfurt has of coming out on top. First pitch, low and outside to Gower for ball one. Patterson looking for a quick inning after a long one there in the top half of the first. Gower swings and misses. Get the count to 1-1. The next one on the way. Strike two swinging. Patterson looking for a quick first out. Popped up, shallow center, moving towards his left on the run and making the catch is Cam Joyner. So out. One retired to the first hitter that Patterson sees here in the top of the second.
It's getting a little nervous out there in the outfield for a second. Looks like both of them kind of going for it and really calling each other off.
With how Joyner has been defensively, you probably tell him to get to anything he can. Um, so it would have been his job, to say it was his ball, and you saw Bennett back off, before the catch was made. But yeah, a guy like Joyner, you want him going after anything he can get to. Count now 1-1 after this swing and a miss. Next one on the way. Strike two swinging. Hester, Will Hester in 8th spot over at third base for Goreville. And this one's going to be strike three looking. So fly out and a strikeout and a quick two retired here in the second. Nicky King steps in. Playing in right field today. First pitch, strike one. Next one, slapped out towards left, and it's over the head of Mitten at short for a base hit. Webster gets it back in quickly. It's going to be a 2-out single for King. We're back to the top in Cole Tripp, who reached on a walk to begin this ball game. King leads from first. He's taken off, swing and a miss. It's going to be an easy stolen base. King at second. And Goreville get a threat on here with 2 outs. Fouled back. 0-2. Patterson's got Tripp behind 0-2. Pitch on the way. Grounded towards third. Duncan bobbled the baseball, and he's going to have no play. Tripp's going to reach on the E5. He gets it to Francis, who also walked back in the first.
That's been a thing for Frankfurt so far in the season. Just errors being made in the field.
Ball outside to Francis. Next one on the way. Grounded to Duncan. He can take it to the bag. Instead, he's firing to first. With the momentum coming in, he makes the play. He flings it over to Scales for out number 3. Frankfurt gets a scoreless half inning in the top here in the second. Now they look to get a couple runs on the board, trailing at 3-0 to Goreville.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership, right on the price, right off I-57.
Through an inning and a half, it's 3-0 Goreville, but a scoreless top of the second for the Black Cats. There's Patterson, allowed some traffic with 2 outs, but your main goal's a 0 in the run column, and Patterson and company were able to achieve that.
I was going to say, it was a good response to 3-run first inning for the Goreville Black Cats. Coming in throwing a 0 and now going back to the bat to the same place where we were in the first. It was a good response to how that first inning went.
Will Scales takes strike 1. It'll be Scales, Webster, and Sneathen for the Redbirds. Scales grounds it through the hole, and it's going to be a base hit for Scales out to right. King was charging, trying to get it into first. She was playing shallow, but it will be a base hit for Scales. Now it's Deacon Webster. Webster One on, nobody retired. Takes ball one outside. Next one to Deacon. Fouled off how to play right side. Count now 1-1. And that's going to make it 2-1. Checking on Scales. And he's back in safely. Webster heading the count 2-1. He takes strike two. Next one on the way, Webster. On the right field line, out of play foul. Webster trying to hang in there. Takes ball low, and the runner's going to move down to second base.
Good job by the runner. Scales. Be aware. Jump on that and take second.
Now Webster's got a man out there at second base. Chance to drive him in. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball four. Here's the designated hitter, Caden Sneathen. He's got Scales at second, Webster at first. Sneathen takes the ball up and out. And this one's fouled off right side, out of play. A little bit more issues with finding the zone here in the second from Buffington. He's at 30 pitches as he's retired 3 outs in this game. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss from Sneathen. Gets it to 1-2. Checking the runners, coming home. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. Now it's Jace Bennett, Redbird 9 hitter, playing right field today. Before flipping to the top end joiner. Still 2 out there and just 1 retired. I think we need something here. Bennett takes the first pitch high and it gets to the backstop. Both runners move up 90 feet. Now Bennett's got an easier chance to drive in some runs here. This one misses off the inside portion of the plate. To Bennett, who's hitting from the left side. Hitters count here 2-0, and 2 guys out there in scoring position. Next one, Bennett. Grounded back up the middle. That's going to play to run. Fielded, firing to first. for the out was Tripp. Frankfurt's on the board on the RBI ground out. And Webster's down to third. Here's Joyner. He takes strike one way off the plate. Next one to Joyner. Didn't fully commit to it and swings through for strike two. Webster leads from third. 2 outs in the inning. It's 3-1. Frankfurt has plated one here to cut it to a 2-run deficit. Pitch on the way. Outside ball one. Next one. Joyner pops it up, and it's going to get out of play. Count stays at 1-2. Joyner grounded out to third base in his first plate appearance. Pitch on the way. Swings and misses through the high fastball. We're headed to the third. Frankfurt does get one back. They trail Goreville by a score, 3-1.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds.
So Joyner goes down swinging to end the bottom of the second. But Frankfurt just get on the board and up to that RBI ground out from Bennett. So, you know, a much better spot than what it was looking like you were going to be in, you know, with how that top of the first went and top of two. Goreville threatened again, but, you know, through 2 innings of play, you're just down by a couple of runs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're not in a terrible spot right now. We put up another zero here. We go back to the bottom of third and be looking pretty good. Go back up there, starting to thread again. We put up a run. You start a pitch away, get back in this thing. You got to come up, keep putting zeros in, keeping it small, keeping it small for Goreville going to the plate. And I think it'd be fine. I think this team has what it takes to put up a few more runs left in this ball game, and it's what we got. That's what we got to do is keep pitching away.
Patterson will get 3, 4, 5 guys. So the power of the order coming up in Suits, Moss, and Church. It'll first be Suits, who had that sacrifice bunt where runners began at first and second and ended up at third and one scoring. First pitch, swing and a miss. Then it was Moss who had an RBI double out to left. That followed the sacrifice. Lazy fly ball out to right. It kept drifting and over towards his left to make the play is Jace Bennett for out number one.
So that's a pretty good start to the inning. 2-pitch fly out.
Here's Drake Moss. I think he ripped the first pitch on that double. He went right after Patterson. First trip to the plate. takes this one for strike one. Outer portion to the right-handed hitter. Next one on the way. Fly ball out to left. Webster is not going to get to this one. That's going to be over his head. It dies in the grass, and it's going to be another double to left for Moss. Now batting left fielder Garrett Church will step in. Church struck out swinging his first time up. First pitch to him. Right back up the middle. Mitten's able to get to it. Fires to first, and there's out number two. Score that one in the book, 6-3 on the putout. Runner does move up to third. It'll be Levi Damon. It was also sat down on strikes. His first trip to the plate. 2 outs, big at bat here to keep the deficit at 2 for Frankfort. Patterson coming home. It's way high, and it popped out of the glove of Odom, but he gets to it quick enough to keep Moss down at third base.
I say we really come at this guy right now at the plate. Struck out his last at bat. Try to test him here, come at him again, and let's leave nothing too wild and nothing go to the backstop for an easy run.
That's called a ball low. Counts now 2-0. It'll be Gower on deck if we get there. He flew out to center. First time up to the plate. This one's popped up out of play, foul. Now 2-1. Damon looking to plate Goreville's 4th run. And it's ball 3 low. It scoots away from Odom again. Not quite far enough for Moss to make a break for the plate. Patterson is falling behind. Next one. Popped up. Odom gives it a look. It's going to be out of play for strike 2. We clean the plate for the 5th time today already.
That wind's really stirring up that dirt in there, getting on the plate a lot, it seems like.
Patterson had to wait a while to get back out there, and he ends up throwing ball 4. You won't normally see that in a full count. Get out there and kind of throw your pitching for the pitcher's timing off, but it's going to be ball 4. We'll see Gower come back in. Here's Gower. And slaps it Through the hole at short for a run driven in. RBI single for Gower. Hester will now come into bat, struck out looking in the second. Runners first and second for Goreville. This one's the ball up and outside. Patterson looking at second, now comes home. He misses again. This one just off the plate. Make it 2-0. 4-1. Goreville lead. Next pitch. Floats in way above the zone for ball 3. It'd be King who came up with the bases loaded. If it ends up walking here, it's going to be strike one to make it 3-1. Patterson gets strike two. Runners lead from first and second. They'll be off on the pitch. Swing and a miss for out number 3. But Goreville picks up that run right back that Frankfort scored in the bottom half. 4-1 going to the bottom of the third.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
So the Black Cats get that run back. In the top of the third to make it 4-1. And it came on an RBI single with 2 outs from Nick Gower. For Frankfort, 2 up here, bottom 3. It'll be Samples, Patterson, and Duncan. Samples reached in the first on a drop third strike that went to the backstop. First pitch. It got away from Gower behind the plate. Ball 1. Next one above the zone for ball 2. Samples quickly ahead in the count. Next one. Spiked into the dirt. 3-0 to Samples. Buffington coming to the plate. There's one right over the middle for strike 1. Next one. Slapped out to right. It's into right field, and it's going to be a base hit for Samples. As King again was charging hard, but not going to have a play to try to throw out Chris over at first base. So the leadoff single here in the third for Samples.
It's a good piece of hitting for Chris Samples. Knocked it over to the right field side and got on first to start this inning off pretty well.
And he waited for that pitch to travel in the zone and just slapped it in the only spot he was going to be able to, and that was out to right field. Ball one to Patterson. He reached on a walk in the first. Another leadoff guy on base for the Redbirds. Checking on the runner. He's in safely. Pitch on the way. Strike called. Make it 1-1. Tough swing there in the count. Looked like it should have been ball two.
I already had it down as ball two in my book. I was about to put it up on the scoreboard.
Next pitch. This one gets away from the catcher. And Samples will take second. Patterson in there, hitter's count here. Samples leads from second. Pitch coming in. And takes strike two. Next is Eric Duncan. Patterson looks to help himself here. This is grounded first base line foul. Checking the runner. Coming home is Buffington. Fouled in the glove for strike three. Patterson down on strikes. Now it'll be Eric Duncan here with Samples down at second. One retired with that strikeout of Patterson. Ball one high. This one misses above the zone as well. 2-0 to Duncan. Next on the way. Ball three. Duncan flew out to right in his first AB. And now he's got a 4-pitch walk. Hayden Minton steps in. struck out swinging in inning one. Redbirds trailing at 4-1 here, bottom three. One retired and a couple of guys on base over at first and second. First pitch in, called strike. This one misses outside with the off speed.
Almost where the zone is today. I think the catcher, puts a frame job in there somewhere. I think that might be called strike two.
Mitten chases one out of the zone for strike two to make it 1-2. Two-strike count. Mitten needs to put something in play and slaps it out to left. It'll drop, and they're going to get, or had a chance to get a force at third as it was Samples who started breaking back to second base on a pretty obvious base hit to left, and Frankfurt still moves station to station here. Bases are loaded for Will Scales. We will have a mound visit here. Talk to Buffington, who's up to 59 pitches. Here with one out in the third.
It seems like today the Redbirds haven't had much trouble getting guys on. It's really bringing them in has been a big issue. I think Will Skill's got a big challenge right here to get some runs in.
And this mound visit brought to you by La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant in West Frankfort. There's something that, not sure what, but something the Frankfurt coaching staff's picking up on that, they've had some words with a couple of the umpires that something with the game. I'm not sure what it is, but just based off body language and what we've seen. But see if it comes to light as the game goes. But certainly something because Coach Smith has talked to both umpires here within the past few minutes about something, and also to his staff. But we got bases loaded here for Will Scales. Singled out to right his first time. Takes ball one high. Samples at third. Duncan at second. Mitten at first. Next pitch. Ball two.
That's a great count to be in right now. 2-0. Bases loaded.
Pitcher's definitely got to be the one that comes to you. You're in the driver's seat here. Ball three missing high. 3-0 to Scales. Scales not going to swing. He'll take strike one. Buffington trying to get back into this count. It's 3-1. Nowhere to put Scales. Swing and a miss. It runs full. Payoff on the way. Ball 4 outside. It's an RBI base on balls for Will Scales. And it's now Deacon Webster that will bat. Webster walked his first at bat. Webster takes a pitch high for ball 1.
A lot of command issues from the Goreville pitcher here in the third.
Buffington at 65 pitches. This one's popped up on the infield. That's going to be an infield fly. And it's Tripp who gets there to make the catch, as he had to go around the field umpire to go make the play. It's going to be an out either way, but still, probably need to know where the defense is at and shift out of the way. But Tripp puts out Webster. The DH spot has been eliminated. Sneathen, who struck out in this spot earlier in the game, now gives way to Ethan Odom. Count is 1-0. Bases still remain loaded. Frankfurt's already stranded a couple of runners in this game. Trailing at 4-2. Odom swings and misses. Even the count of 1. Buffington comes set. Heads to the plate. Outside, ball 2. Odom swings and misses. Counts 2-2. Two-two count. With 2 outs and the bases loaded to Odom. Pitch on the way. Ball 3 low. Runners are moving. Ball that finds the outfield grass should tie the ball game. Pitch is way too high, and it's ball 4. And that makes it 4-3. Here's Jace Bennett. Bases remain loaded. Frankfurt now just trailing at 4-3. First pitch, up and in for ball 1. And he takes inside corner for strike 1. Frankfurt looking to tie this game up and take the lead. Next one, above the zone ball 2. Buffington to the plate. Slapped over towards third. It's fielded, then dropped, and it's going to be a tie game as Hester could never get control of the baseball. It's 4-4 as the run comes home.
Hey, those were mistakes made in the field. Frankfurt's taking advantage of them right now. Ended up tying this game at 4.
Should go down as an E5. But Bennett does enough to put it in play, and they say good, put it in play and good things happen, and that they did there. 4-4, and it's back to Joyner. Gets away to the screen, and here comes Scales to give Frankfurt the lead, 5-4. Five four Frankfurt. Trail runners move up second and third. And that will be it for Buffington. This pitching change brought to you by Hal Insurance. Buffington out. Looks like Church will be stepping on the mound for Goreville. But, when Buffington was good when he had command, he struggled a little bit with it in the second. It really got away with it from him here in the third.
Yeah, definitely. The command issues that he was having up there was, pretty bad. Walked in a few runs and, a pass ball, another run comes in. It's, just what it is. If you can't throw, if you don't throw strikes at this level, it's very hard to stay out there consistently and do a good job. But, your command's everywhere. Teams will take advantage of you, and that's what Frankfurt did right here.
So Church will come in and inherit 2 runners, and we'll start with a 1-0 count against Cam Joyner. Joyner 0 for 2 on the day. Grounding out to third, and then also striking out, swinging the bat last at bat. We got Bennett at second. Reynolds is at third, who is running. Courtesy runner for Frankfurt's catcher, Ethan Odom. Frankfurt takes the lead for the first time today, 5-4. And Church will take over for Buffington. Looks like just a flip there as Buffington just heads to left field. Church comes from left field to the mound. Church will face Cam Joyner. The count is 1-0. Church steps off to keep the runners honest. Now he's back up there, towing the rubber. Pitch on the way. Strike 1. Count is 1-1 to Cam Joyner. Next one on the way. Ball high. Joyner takes ball 3, and it didn't help Church's chance to get that a strike call with Gower dropping the baseball. trying to squeeze it. It's 3-1 to Joyner. Samples on deck.
Yeah, you know where that placement was. I think it was definitely going to be called a strike if it was caught by the catcher.
Pitch coming home. Joyner taking all the way for strike two. Looked like he was going to swing regardless because that looked like a good pitch to go after if you planned on swinging the bat. And Joyner slaps it out to short and on a line caught by Tripp. We're going to the fourth. Frankfurt has taken the lead over Goreville, 5-4.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's Auto, Home, and Life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort.
We go to the fourth. It's 5-4. Frankfurt's found a way. Got to keep things in check on the other side of the ball, and you do that, and you got a chance, and still plenty of baseball to be played, but through three, Redbirds on top.
Yeah, you know, it feels pretty good. You know, take the lead going into the fourth. Chase has looked pretty good ever since after that first inning. He's looked pretty good up there at the mound, and you know, the team has not looked too shabby behind him. So you know, keep putting up decent innings, and you know these guys are going to be threatening coming to play. You know, I don't think they'll stay at 4 runs, so I think it's pretty detrimental that we go back into our offense and we try to put up some more runs for sure.
Will be 9-1-2 batting for Goreville. King, Tripp, and Francis. King singled to left in his first at bat. Patterson back out there to start his fourth inning on the mound. First pitch, ball one. Next pitch, there's a strike for Chase Patterson. The 1-1. Above the zone, ball two. Patterson, the 2-1. Swing and a miss. That was up. Looked like King definitely chased that one. It would have been 3-1. Instead, you're back in this thing and you've got two strikes on the Goreville right fielder, Nicky King. The next one coming in. Almost went around, but held up in time. Goes full. Patterson's pitch swung on and missed for out number one. And a big first out with the top of the order coming up.
Yeah, it was big to go after the 9 guy there and put him down. Now we got to attack the top of the order and keep doing what you're doing out there.
Cold Trip will bat. Walked and reached on an air. First pitch. Popped up. Odom giving it a look. It's out of play, right side for strike one. Chase Patterson through 3 1/3. And this one misses low. Ball one. Next pitch on the way. This one misses just a tad off outer edge. 2-1. Next pitch. Lined out to left. Webster unable to get there. It trickles past him, and that's going to be a single and advancing to second on the fielding error out in left field. Hunter Francis now. A walk and a ground out today. The number 2 guy in the lineup. First pitch, strike one as Odom was set up in that outer edge, and Patterson put it right on the dot.
Yeah, I think that outer edge today is a good place to live from for Patterson. Get some good calls.
Next one grounded through the hole, and it's going to be first and third on the base hit. Still just one retired. Back to Ty Suits. Goreville's 3-hitter. Fly out in the sacrifice bunt. See if Francis goes early in this count. It looks like he's heading that way, and he will. It's going to be second and third, and ball one into Suits. Next pitch, outside ball two. By 4, top 4. Frankfurt leading it by 1 over Goreville, but Goreville is threatening. Infield is drawn in for Frankfurt. This pitch grounded with that infield in. It's through the hole. One is in, and they're sending the second for the lead. Throw is coming in, and he's safe at the plate, and the runner moves up to second. 6-5 Black Cats. Moss will bat. A couple of doubles today. First pitch to him. Ball one. Next one. Popped up. Back behind first. Could be trouble. Down the line. It is going to be foul. It dropped in between Samples and Bennett. This one misses ball 2. Suits out there at second base after the 2-run single and moving up on the throw. Out of play, 2-2. Next pitch on the way. Ball outside. Runs full. Patterson checks Suits. Comes home. Lined out to left. And on the run, Webster is able to make the catch for out number 2. Now Church will bat. Struck out and grounded out today. First pitch, way up in the zone for ball 1. This one swung on and missed. 1-1 count to Garrett Church, who has moved to the mound in relief of Buffington. They're in the bottom half of the 3rd. Ball 2. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Two on the way. Runner going. And he'll have to go back as Church was hit by the pitch. We'll have a quick mound visit here. 2 on and 2 retired. Goreville's plated 2 here in the 4th to regain the lead 6-5. Will be Damon due up. Strike out and a walk. 2 trips up to the plate today. Patterson back out there, ready to go. He's got to leave those runners out there on the base paths, too. He doesn't want to allow anything else. Strike 1 and a throw down to 3rd. Delayed double steal. This is grounded over to short. Bitten plenty of time. Fires to first to retire. Levi Damon. 2 runs crossed for Goreville. They've taken back the lead, 6-5, as we head to the bottom of the fourth here with Redbirds baseball and Redbirds Live.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Head to the bottom of the fourth. Church is back out there for Goreville. He was able to come in and get the final out of the bottom of the third. For Frankfort, it will be Samples, Patterson, and Duncan.
You know, Garrett, I have a pretty good feeling about this inning. I think we're going to come up here and be very aggressive at the plate, do what we can to help us win this game.
That'd be nice.
I'd love to see it.
Fine with that. Starts here. Chris Samples at the plate. He's reached a couple of times today, including a single his last time up. First pitch swinging, ground ball. Third base, 1 pitch, 1 out.
You know, that was a ground out from Chris there, but I love to see Chris, being as freshman coming in, make some contact with the ball, do what he can to, get some hits and help his team out.
Yeah, and they are trying to get on Church early as he misses way up in the zone for ball 1. Next one on the way to Patterson. Slaps it out towards right center for a base hit. There's a single for Chase Patterson. And in steps Eric Duncan. Walked last time up, flew out to right back in the first. First pitch takes a strike up in the zone. They throw over and it gets away. And Patterson should have a couple of bases here. He hesitated, but he's easily going to get there anyways. So Patterson moves up 2 bases on the throwing error on the attempted pickoff. And now that tying run stands 90 feet away. Makes the job a lot easier for Eric Duncan.
Yeah, it's a good job of Patterson picking up the third base coach, Coach Smith over there, and being able to get a trip over the third as well.
And quickly 0-2 on Eric Duncan. Got to put something in play here. Corners are in for Goreville. Ball 1 up in above the zone on the off speed. Next one. Popped up, out of play, right side, down the right field line. Now that middle infield is playing in close to the grass as well. Now you see the shortstop back up. And Duncan takes strike three looking.
You can tell he wanted it a little bit, just hesitated a little too late.
That
Didn't
is
have enough time to make a swing on it.
tough to swallow there. Going down looking when the guy represents tying run 90 feet away. But Hayden Mitten's got a shot here. Pitch up over his head, and we will be tied as it gets away from the backstop in Gower. 6-6 now. Here, bottom four with 2 outs. Nobody on base. Hayden Mitten in a 1-0 count. Steps back in. Plate gets dusted off as Patterson came sliding home. This one's fouled back. Out of play. And this one's fouled back as well. 1-2 now on Hayden Mitten. Church out of the wine. Coming home. Mitten lays off for ball 2.
Very good pitch to lay off of, but high fastball in the zone, a little outside. It's tough to lay off those.
This pitch is going to miss as well. Count gets full. Payoff pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 to end inning number 4. We're going to the 5th. Brand new ball game yet again. Frankfort plates 1. It is 6-6 through 4 innings of play for Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet GMC Chrysler Dodge Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds.
We head to the 5th, and Frankfort will have a new pitcher into this ball game. And out of relief for the Redbirds, it will be Deacon Webster. So Webster and Patterson will just flip spots. Patterson comes in, or Webster comes in from left, and that's where Patterson goes. And Patterson worked through 4 innings. We'll get you his lines. That's now finalized through 4 innings of work. Patterson went 4 innings. He gave up 7. Patterson gives up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned, 5 Ks, 3 walks. On the other side, Buffington has been out, had longer. He went 3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs. Just 3 of those earned. 5 Ks, 5 walks. So both teams into their bullpens. And leading off the top of the fifth will be Nick Gowan, and then Will Hester and Nicky King. So 7, 8, 9 for Goreville here in the top of the fifth. First pitch from Webster is chopped foul. Gowan comes in with a fly out to center and a base hit, single out to left. Webster induces a pop up. Back behind second. Over on the second base side, it's Samples. Puts the glove up, makes the catch for out number 1. Will Hester, a couple of strikeouts, one looking, one swinging. Or instead of Hester, it will be a pinch hitter for Hester. First pitch in for a ball. Next one on the way, missing low. 2-0 count. And this one's popped up. And it's going to find seats out of play. 2-1. Webster working back into the count. This one misses. 3-1. Fouled off, and we're going to go full. And ball 4. Will allow the base runner to reach, and it'll extend it to King. One on, one out, top 5. Webster checks on the runner, but we've seen it time and time again. You got to try to keep him honest, but to keep throwing over, it's happened to not just Frankfurt, but teams Frankfurt at play. They keep throwing over, and it ends up going to the fence, and that's an easy 2 bases with how much foul territory we have in play here. Ball 1 low to King.
Yeah, you see, especially in a tie game, it's how worth it is it taking that risk, throwing over to first and giving them, 2 easy bags, like you said. It's almost let's go for this guy at the plate and let's make him hurt us.
Webster coming home, missing again. It's 2-0. Two 0 count to King. Trips on deck. This one swung on and missed. He's reached all 3 times. Has Tripp at the top of the Goreville lineup. Single, a walk, and a fielding error. Try again. Safe again. Webster coming home, showing bunt. It's bunted down. Webster's going to field. Flip to first for out number 2. Runner down to second. That will be a sacrifice. 1-3 put out. And we're back to the top in Cole Tripp with a chance to drive in the go-ahead run in a 6-6 game. A throwback behind runner at second. Not a very big lead. That potential go-ahead run. There's just, I think, a lot more that can go wrong than that can go good. I mean, you have to have everything work for you to make that play work to pick him off. And a whole lot can go wrong. It's pretty easy to just toss it. It ends up, bouncing away, and that runner gets even closer to scoring.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it, uh, you know, 2 days ago or maybe even yesterday, where try to pick off a move at second, we throw into the outfield, runner ends up scoring.
1-1 the count. To the Goreville shortstop, Cole Tripp. The hitter asked for time. I guess Webster didn't hear it, and it's a good way to get hurt. Him trying to stop his delivery that quick, but seems to be okay. His pitch fouled to the screen. 1-2 on Tripp. Big pitch here. Big spot in this ball game. Webster to the plate. Ground ball to third. It is a foul ball. Stays 1-2. Runner leads off second. Not a very big lead. Pitch up and in on Tripp.
It's very important not to lose the batter right now. It's not getting to a full count, possibly put him on first.
And ball below the zone. The off-speed Webster trying to throw Tripp for a loop. Instead, he lays off, and it goes 3-2. Next one. Ball 4 gets to the screen. Runner's going to move up. And walk isn't the worst thing with how Tripp has been able to reach. The pass ball hurts more than the walk really there. And first and second wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. You still got to get the next guy anyways. And you can't be as cute with some of your pitches now because anything getting away, and Goreville's going to take the lead right back. Hunter Francis steps in. He singled to left last time up. Tripp is taken off, and there's strike one. I know you got the call, but you're not thrown through anyways. If you're Odom behind the plate, you need to be worried about sticking that location on the pitch. And fortunately, it was a good enough pitch where the umpire was able to easily determine that was a strike. Anyways, this one's outside, ball one. Webster comes set in a 1-1 count. Too high, ball two. Webster, can he get the out here without giving up a run? Ball high. Odom kind of gave up on that one pretty early.
I think if he would have stayed down, put a glove job on it, I think
Well, would
they
have
call it.
had a shot anyways. You have no shot when you stand up. 3-1. Fly ball center. Joyner's got a read on it. Glove up, into the glove for out three, and no runs cross the plate in the fifth. It's a scoreless inning for Deacon Webster. We go to the bottom of the fifth, tied up at 6.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
Going to the bottom of the fifth in an all-6 game, and big half inning there. Give up a couple base runners, but again, the important thing, no runs crossing the plate.
Yeah, definitely. You can look at certain mistakes that was made through the inning, but overall, he still put up a zero, and you can see the half inning as a success. You're going into the bottom fifth. Tied score 6-6. Not too much pressure on the hitters to do too much here, as it's still a tied game.
Scales, Webster, Odom. First pitch, strike one. The 0-1 on the way. Scales pops it up back behind first. It will be caught near the line by the right fielder King. There's Webster. Took over on the mound in the fifth. Was able to get his team up and leave the score where it was. He takes ball one high. This one in, called strike one. Swing and a tap foul. 1-2 on Webster. Next pitch to Webster, rolling up the first base line, and it kicks foul. The 1-2. Swing popped up out of play. Webster swung it 3 or 4 in a row. This would be a good spot for Church to put one out of the zone. And instead, he just off speed falls over the plate for a called strike three. Ethan Odom will bat. Started the game out of the lineup, and then the DH was killed after Sneathen's first at bat. Odom walked his one trip to the plate, quickly behind 0-1. Next on the way. Quickly 0-2. He takes this one right down central. Up and in, ball one. Pitch. Odom chases the off speed outside for strike three. We're going to the sixth. Game is tied at 6. Tuning in to Redbirds Baseball on Redbirds Live.
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Yeah, 2 different methods there of getting a 0 on the board. Frankfurt had to grind it out with Webster out there, but that's still a thing. Base runners don't mean runs, and really good job from Webster in the top half before Church just went 1-2-3 in the bottom half. But running out of ball game, we're quickly into the sixth here. As a slow start, but it feels like these middle innings are going a little quicker, and um, next team to make a big push at this might come out on top.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Whatever team really comes out, puts up 2, 3 runs, uh, going to be putting themselves in the driver's seat to go to a win in this game. Hopefully it's the Redbirds. I have faith in Deacon on the mound, our defense behind them. They haven't really been hitting too well today, and it makes you go back to maybe some mistakes we made in that first inning. You know, uh, Letting 3 runs go really early. Where would we be right now if we would have cleaned it up a little bit? But that's in the past, and you got to worry about what's right now. And it's a tied game going into the last 2 innings of play, and you got to strike first if you want to put yourself in a good chance to win.
So Webster begins his second inning of work, looking to match that 0 from the 5th inning. And Goreville's line right now, 6 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. For Frankfurt, it's 6 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. will be Suits, followed by Moss and Church. 3, 4, and 5 coming up here for Goreville. This is a big one, certainly because of where you're at in the lineup as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you can get, through this inning pretty easily, get these guys, sit down, you look at your chances going to the top of seventh and, not looking too bad. You'll be playing, facing the bottom of the order if you can do some pretty good work against these guys right here.
And even if you go 1, 2, 3 in the sixth, bottom seven for you, you'd be, you know, 3, 4, 5 guys. So I mean, really important inning for Webster on the mound. First pitch, inside ball one. Next one from Webster misses in again. Suits 1 for 2 with a single and a sacrifice. And this one misses. It's 3-0. Next pitch on the way. Strike one. Next one on the way. Too high, ball four. It'll be Drake Moss, runner at first. Leadoff man reaches here in the top half of the sixth. Check on the runner. He's back in safely. First pitch coming to Moss. There's strike one called. Pick move again, and it's thrown low. Scale's able to keep it in front. That's just the risk you run. You're trying to pick a guy off, but no matter what, that gets to the fence. That guy's getting two bases every time. Runner's going. Good throw should have him, and the throw is offline, and the runner's safe. Good throw, absolutely would have had him.
Yeah, definitely. Runner was beat all day, and just a little bit better throw and a good pick and swipe at it. He would have been out all day.
I think even there, if it's picked clean, he's still out.
Yeah.
And go ahead, run down to second base with nobody out. This ball misses high. 2-1. 2-1 from Webster. Swung on and missed for strike two. Next pitch on the way. Strike three looking. Off speed. Had Moss fooled. And that's out number one. Here's Webster's counterpart in Garrett Church. Looked pretty good in his couple of innings of work. He takes strike one.
That's a great spot to live. Just live right there, being called all day outside the plate.
The 0-1 on the way to Church. Swings and misses strike two, and he was out there on that same spot. Damon on deck. Quickly ahead 0-2 is Webster on the batter Church. Pitch outside, runners going, throw down, and it's going to be a stolen base. Throw is way offline. And another good throw, and that's another runner that's going to be thrown out. Count 1-2. Infield draws in now. Doesn't take a whole lot to get a base hit now on the infield for Church. Outside, ball two. Next one on the way. Strike three called. Church is going to sit down. Two outs. Runner down at third. And here's Levi Damon, who step in just 90 feet away, is Suits. Strike one swinging. Next one up the middle, and that should fall in for a base hit off the end of the bat for Damon for a single. Seven six Goreville. Just got enough to get it over the head of Hayden Mitten. Nick Gowan now. Goreville back ahead 7-6 with a two-out base hit. This one's popped up. Back behind the screen, out of play. Swing and a miss. 0-2 quickly on Gowan. Next one on the way. Swung on and missed again. Three-pitch strikeout, but Goreville takes the lead with a big two-out single from Levi Damon. We're heading to the bottom of the sixth. It's 7-6 Black Cats on top of the Redbirds.
Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos.
All right, as we head to the bottom of the sixth, we'll quickly get you your Redbird outlook looking forward. Brought to you by Kids Corral. Going forward after today, junior varsity is in action here at Bill McKee Field tomorrow. 11 o'clock first pitch against Anna Jonesboro. And varsity in action next week. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. Monday at Pinckneyville, Tuesday, and Friday both at home. We'll have both of those calls. Tuesday against Nashville and Friday against DuQuoin. Both regular start times around 4:30 coverage, or 4:15 coverage with a 4:30 first pitch. Softball also won yesterday 11-0 against Ziegler Royalton. They're back next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday at Pinckneyville, Tuesday home against Nashville, Wednesday home against El Dorado, and Friday at home against DuQuoin. And the junior varsity softball in action next Saturday with the Redbird JV Invite. That's your Redbird Outlook brought to you by Kids Corral. Quickly 0-1 to right fielder Jace Bennett. Steps in with the Redbirds now trailing 7-6. Next pitch, Sean Bunton pulls back 2-0. Two and 0 pitch from Church to Bennett, taking strike one. After Bennett, it'll be Joyner and Samples in the 1-2 spots in the Redbird order. Anyway, Bennett can find his way down to first base. Sean Bunton pulls back again. 3-1. Webster lost the first hitter last inning to a walk. Church will do the same.
Good job, Bennett. Do what he can to get the first.
Now Cam Joyner bats. Bennett leading from first base. Church up to 30 pitches out of relief. Showing Bunt pulling back. It's a called strike one. Joyner 0 for 3 on the day. Taking a pitch, throw down, and the runner is in there safely. Cole Tripp trying his best to try to convince the umpire that he got that tag on in time, but it'll be a stolen base for Bennett. Now it's 0-2 on Joyner. The double play out of order. That was important there for Frankfort to get Bennett down to second, and he represents the tying run out there. The Redbirds trailing 7-6. Joyner's got to put something in play here. Already in the hole 0-2. Next pitch, swung on and fouled back to the screen. Just got a piece. Big at bat here, and then Samples and Patterson will follow. Grounded down the third base line, and they'll throw across the field. Infield single for Joyner, and Bennett moves up to third. Once you hesitate on that, it wasn't hit very hard. There's no way you're going to get Cam Joyner at first base.
No, with how fast he is, and that hit down the line, you take any hesitation, it ain't getting there. You got to be going straight to first to get him, a guy like him out.
Runners at the corners. You got speed on the base pass right now, especially over at first and Joyner. You just don't want to lose that base runner because he could be the go-ahead run. He's taken off. They will not throw down on ball one. Tying run 90 feet away in Bennett. Go-ahead run at second base in Joyner. You've got some smart base runners out there too. It's Samples' turn to try to bring him in. Ball towards the gap. Samples is going to split the gap. One run is in. Joyner had to hold to make sure it got down. No reason to force it with no outs. Runners at the corners. RBI single for Chris Samples, and we're tied at 7.
Chris been hitting the ball very well today. He was definitely the right guy you want in a spot in that kind of situation.
And now it's Chase Patterson in a 7-7 game. Still nobody out. And you definitely understand holding the runner. Joyner made sure that dropped. No outs. You feel like you still got a good shot. At least you should score him. Pick move over. We've got some sort of discussion. Coach Tripp out, wanting an explanation. And they're calling the runner out at first? They're saying Samples is picked off.
Umpire in the field said the ball wasn't in play yet.
And he didn't give it a call that the guy was out. So how are you going to call him out? Ball one taken by Patterson. Still got to go ahead run at third, but that really changes things. A lot more manageable for Goreville. Patterson chases up in the zone for ball or for strike one. It's way up in the zone. Still not sure how you're able to just overturn something. Not even entirely sure he was definitely out at first, but I mean, there was no call. But either way, it's 1-1. Patterson chases a pitch out of the zone, 1-2, and a strikeout here, or an out without the runner touching home, would be massive for the Black Cats. Patterson strikes out swinging, way out in front. And somehow now it's 2 outs, and that runner and Joyner still at third base. Eric Duncan will bat. He takes a pitch high. Ball one to Duncan. Anything gets away, you feel good that Joyner's going to be able to come home. He'll break on something that might not even get that far away. Strike one called, 1-1. One to Duncan. Here in the bottom of the sixth. Ball up and in. Mitten would be next. Three and one. Pitch on the way. Duncan goes after it and popped it up. It's in foul territory. First baseman over. It's going to get out of play. It was Damon who ran out of room. Count goes full to Eric Duncan. Score is tied 7-7. Frankfurt scored one in the inning, but they had a guy at third with nobody out, and he has been unable to score to this point. Duncan's going to reach on the walk. So you get a fresh count with Hayden Mitten. Joyner 90 feet away from taking the lead in this ball game for the Redbirds. First pitch, ball high. Mitten 1 for 3, a couple of Ks, and a single out to left. Duncan going nowhere. Mitten swings through for strike one. Next pitch on the way. Mitten fouls it off right side, and he's down in the count 1-2. Midden trying to find a way on. Lays off it up in the zone for ball two. Two and two the count. 2 outs, bottom six, 7-7. Mitten at the plate with runners at the corners. Pitch on the way. Swung on, flooped out towards left, and it will drop in for a base hit, and Frankfurt's taking the lead. Runners trying to move up, and out at third base is Duncan. Frankfurt will take the lead going to the seventh, but they get a couple thrown out on the base pass, and they have to just hope that doesn't prove costly. 8-7 Redbirds heading to the seventh. They've retaken the lead, and a guy gets picked off at first. You get a runner thrown out at third.
It's a crazy
We
inning.
have to hope that doesn't prove costly because with how the balls were put in play and the walks, you don't get guys thrown out on the bases. You're probably getting a ninth and a 10th run there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you need insurance runs. I mean, if we put up 9 or 10, that's a lot of confidence going into the top of the seventh, and especially you know with a guy like Deacon on the mound, getting that extra confidence just makes him a better player. It's you gotta do what you can right now. You got 3 outs to go. You go up here, make it a clean inning, and do what you can to finish this out.
8, 9, and 1 due up for Goreville in Hester, King, and Tripp. You want to throw strikes, especially to these first couple guys, and if you can get to the top with 2 outs, that'd be huge. But you really definitely have to have one going to the top before you get to Cole Tripp at the top of the order, who's just had a knack for getting on base today, reaching all 4 at bats and in a variety of ways. So really important to go after Hester here. The first batter Webster faces, you definitely don't want to walk him. If he gets a hit,
Yeah.
You're a little upset or frustrated, but not near as much as if you just give him a free pass.
Yeah, no, I mean this 8-9 guy. These are two guys. You come right at. They're bottom of the order guys. But yeah, no free expressway tickets to first base. That's really gonna hurt you. And even you give up a walk and they end up tying the game, taking the lead. You look back at those things and you think to yourself, that really hurts just because it was on me, on a walk, and it just can't happen.
The Webster back out there, leading at 8-7, top 7 are the Redbirds. Again, they close this out. First pitch, strike one. Eight seven Redbirds. Webster fires. It's fouled off on a check swing, and it's 0-2. It's a big break there.
Oh, definitely.
Webster quickly back out on the rubber. 0-2 pitch coming in above the zone, ball one. Swing and a miss. Out number one here, top 7. And a big first out for Deacon Webster and the Redbirds.
That's very huge going into this game. You can get that lead guy going down on strikes. A lot of confidence going into the number 9 hitter here.
Nicky King up. He had a sacrifice bunt, reached or singled out to left, and then struck out swinging. First pitch, swing and a miss. Webster's trying to rear back and find another gear here to finish this one off in the 7th. He is the pitcher of record, not a safe situation, but instead a W by his name. If he can get this closed out, missing outside, ball one. Tripp on deck, and you don't like the fact that he has to hit, but you'd much rather prefer it 2 outs and no one on base. Next pitch on the way. Strike two. 1-2 the count. Coach Tripp going to talk to Nikki King, who's in a 1-2 count here. One retired. Coach Tripp feels the zone's shifted as this game's been going. Where strikes have been called. So probably just a message to give him some advice. Maybe change your approach a little bit, knowing, hey, you're probably going to have to swing at some of these pitches that weren't being called early. That's definitely what his argument is right now. And I understand the frustration. I'd like it in between batters. Maybe if he's trying to, express something to the home plate umpire and 1-2 count, that's kind of a tough spot. He's trying to reset. I get it. That's the gamesmanship that Coach Tripp has because, I mean, one of the best coaches around for a reason. I mean, he wins games and he knows how to win games and trying to find any sort of momentum he can get. 1-2, Webster resets. Above his head, ball two.
Yeah, definitely. He's been coaching Goreville sports for a long time and a lot of winning to his resume. Very passionate coach.
Him, Sean, and his brother Todd, AD and basketball coach. Swing, ground ball. It's going to be through for a base hit. Big base hit for King in the bottom of the order. To the top, and Cole Tripp now. Who Webster will face. And then it would be Hunter Francis after that. We'll see if King is going to try to take second base. Pitch, ball one high. One 0 count. Webster out of the stretch here. Comes set to the plate. Outside ball two. Two and 0. Pick move. Back in just in time. King going nowhere. Fouled off third base line for strike one. Two and one to count. Still one down and one runner on. That's the tying run over there in King at first. Webster with a 2-1 count. Steps off. Tripp has reached in every bat all four times he's been at the plate. Ball high, 3-1. Webster's pitch. Strike two. Full count. Big pitch here for Webster to Tripp. On the way, and it hit him. Get to Hunter Francis. Two-hitter for Goreville steps in, the second baseman, Francis. Missing off the plate, ball one. Next one from Webster. He comes home. Missing low, he gets away. Runner's headed for third, and they're not going to be able to throw. And the trail runner moves up as well. Tying run at third. Go ahead, run at second. After Webster got the first hitter, it was a single and a hit by pitch. Moving up on the wild pitch. Now base hit will give Goreville the lead more than likely here. Pitch on the way. Ball three. 3-0 with Suits on deck. Pitch. Strike one. Outside. 3-1 to Francis. Webster coming home. Swing up the middle. That might drop in. It will. There's one. And Goreville has tied it up. 8-8 in the top of the seventh. Runners at the corners. And now they're in a good spot to take this lead here in the final inning. Runner's going to be going, you would think. There he goes. Fly ball out to the left. Coming in. Patterson caught. Throws it in. Runners have to hold. Big second out keeps it at 8-8. If he would have won, he'd have been out by 50 feet.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping he did go. Had a lot of faith in Chase to make a nice throw to the plate. He's got a pretty good arm out there. I was one that guy to go for sure.
Now Drake Moss, big spot for him. Go ahead run at third. Insurance run over at first. Swing and a miss. They're going to let the runner through. Down to second.
Guess that other bat had a hole in it.
And he picked up the cap. It looked like it came off the end of the bat. So I didn't notice it at first. I thought he was just chucking a bat. Didn't like it because he swung through and missed. But
Yeah.
I saw him pick that piece of end of the bat up. 0-1. Moss resets. Out towards the gap. This is trouble. Joyner won't get there. Neither will Patterson. 10-8 on extra bases for Moss. It's a two-run double out to left center, or two-run triple. Church back in there. Swing and a miss, first pitch. 0-1 on Church. Next one to Church. Popped up, foul, out of play. Next one on the way. Outside ball one. Church looking for another insurance run. And that's strike 3 looking. Going to the bottom of the 7th. Ten eight. Frankfurt needs a couple runs to get back in this thing. And 3 spot there in the top of the 7th. Unfortunate, but Redbirds need a rally to keep this thing going.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. As a good start to the inning, and then pretty unfortunate end to it. You gotta get over it now. You gotta get your head right. Go down to this bottom of the 7th inning, and you do what you gotta do to put up some runs here, keep the line moving. Get the first. Do what you can. Don't make any silly decisions up there at the plate. It's gotta be smart.
Church will look to close things out for the Black Cats. He was in relief he relieved Buffington earlier in the game, and he's been the guy since, as has Webster, who relieved Patterson. Frankfurt will have Scales, Webster, and Odom due up. And it actually looks like at some point Walton will hit as he's grabbed a bat in the Frankfurt dugout. So Scales, Webster, and then potentially Walton in Odom's spot as a pinch hitter. Bottom 7, Frankfurt trailing at 10-8 to Goreville, and it's been some ball game here today.
And back and forth efforts all game.
Scales looking to get things started. First pitch, swing back up the middle. It hits off the pitcher. Church goes to get it, picks it up, infield single. Scales reaches for the 3rd time. They'll have a pinch runner. Cade Reynolds going to pinch run for Will Scales. So now Deacon Webster comes back up. Walked, and other than that, he's 0 for 2 at the plate here today. So first pitch, Hacken, and Scales is on base. Everyone was ready there besides
Home plate umpire.
Yeah. Church was on the mound. Webster is in the box.
It's a nice thing to see the kids ready to go.
So if anything's going to happen here, it's important there to get that first guy, as Frankfurt did. Now Webster pops it up on the infield. It's in foul ground, and it's caught by Damon. So Webster pops out to the first baseman for out number 1. And here's where we'll see Reese Walton bat for Ethan Odom's spot. Reese Walton now. And takes first pitch for a strike. Reynolds leads at first, who's running for Scales, who reached on the base hit. 10-8 Goreville, bottom 7, 1 out. Bennett would be next for Frankfurt. And the lineup would turn over after that. Walton fouls it back to the screen, strike 2. Quickly in the hole. On the way. Just got a piece to foul it out of play.
It was a good job by Walton to get some kind of piece on it where strike's been being called today. That looked like it was going to be a strike 3.
And the magnitude of the moment. So, bigger the moment, seems like the zone gets bigger, and that's not just this game, that's baseball. This one's swinging a miss, and he had to go out for that one too, and he just pulled off it Out number 2. Jace Bennett now for Frankfurt. Bennett, first pitch swinging, fouled out of play left side. Next one, swing and a miss, 0-2. Down to Frankfurt's final strike, and it's Jace Bennett at the plate. Bennett asks for time. Pitch on the way, swinging, slap down the left field line, hooking foul out of play. Bennett in the 0-2, pitch on the way, foul to the screen. Next one on the way, above the zone, ball 1. 1-2 to Bennett. Needing to reach to extend this ball game to Cam Joyner and keep Frankfurt in it, trailing 10-8. Pitch on the way, swing and foul back again.
Good job, Bennett up there. Stay alive.
Bennett back in the box. And the pitch, way outside, ball 2. Next pitch, looped behind the pitcher, it drops in, and Bennett is going to be safe at first with a single. Put it in no man's land back behind the pitcher. And now Cam Joyner bats. As Reynolds got down to second. Two on, two outs. Frankfurt needs both of those runs to score. Swing and a miss for Joyner. Next pitch, slap down the left field line. It's going to go foul. 0-2. Oh, 2 to Joyner coming up here from Church, who's up to 67 pitches. Pitch on the way. Outside, ball 1. Next one on the way. Swung on, fouled back to the screen. Samples on deck. Slap to third. It's going to be fielded there, going for the tag, and he's safe at third. Reynolds beats the tag, and the game's still going. Next, it'll be Chris Samples. Frankfurt needs a base hit to tie it. Bases are loaded. If Joyner at first somehow scored, Frankfurt could walk it off. Samples, first pitch, strike one. Samples steps out for a second, gets back, settled into the box. Pitch on the way. Popped up, back behind the plate. It is out of play. Oh and 2. Samples trying to hang in there. Church trying to close it out. Pitch on the way. Above the zone, ball one. Samples back in the box. Keep the line moving here. Pitch on the way. Ball high. Seeing frustration from Goreville, but ball that's coming across the shoulders of Chris Samples is unfortunately for them not a strike. 2-2 the count. And that's where it's crossing on him.
That's right.
Next one. There's strike 3, and that's going to end the ball game. Strikes out looking with the bases loaded to end it. 10-8 the final. Goreville gets the victory. We'll hear from some sponsors. We'll wrap things up from an exciting day here at Bill McKee Field.
Wallace Industrial Tools and Supplies knows Southern Illinois. Located in West Frankfort, they're your Milwaukee superstore with over 8,000 square feet. Wallace Tools has the largest selection of Milwaukee within a 2-hour radius. Find power tools such as drills, saws, lights, shop vacs, and more with pricing lower than you'll find anywhere else. Wallace Industrial in West Frankfort.
IBI Management manages over 2.5 million square feet of industrial storage, warehousing, and office space in Tennessee, Indianapolis, Ohio, Illinois, and South Carolina with 64 tenants. Please feel free to contact us for any management needed for your property. Feel free to reach out with any questions to Bobby and Iris Kazadi.
With an award-winning body shop right here in West Frankfort, Illinois, Wicks is your hometown Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram dealer. Come out and visit us in person or online at gregweeks.com. Your hometown dealership right on the price, right off I-57.
Kids Corral Incorporated, celebrating 25 years serving the children and families of Southern Illinois. Owned and operated by Jana King and Kristen Cass. Kids Corral in West Frankfort.
Redbirds Live, brought to you by the partners of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates, including former West Frankfort High School dual sport standout Lance Brown and fellow West Frankfort alumni and veteran Matthew Caraway. The law firm of Sam C. Mitchell and Associates are proud members of the West Frankfort community and proud servants of all of Southern Illinois.
Ask Melissa Walden about Shelter's auto, home, and life options. Call or text at 618-937-2092. Melissa Walden Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort. Ask
Contact Power Wash Plus for a free quote on all your residential or commercial pressure washing needs. Professionally operated and fully insured. Call Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505 for more information. That's Power Wash Plus at 618-663-2505.
Howell Insurance is a proud sponsor of Redbird Athletics. Serving West Frankfort since 1925, we provide auto, home, business, life, and health insurance. Howell Insurance partners with Auto Owners Insurance Company to handle insurance the right way, the human way. Call Ryan, Jessica, or Susan Patton at 937-4000. Experience a taste of Mexico at La Fiesta Mexican Restaurant. We have the best food and drinks for the whole family to enjoy. See you tomorrow, amigos. The city of West Frankfort is proud to support the students of Frankfort Community High School. The future is in the youth of our community. Go Redbirds. McDonald's, family owned and operated. Moreland McDonald's has 21 locations to serve you.
People's National Bank has been serving the communities of Southern Illinois since 1909. We believe that great customer service along with a wide variety of products will meet all of your banking needs. Come in and check us out today. People's National Bank, member FDIC. The West Frankfort Aquatic and Activity Center are proud partners of Redbirds Live. Come check out our heated indoor swimming pool, fitness center, and basketball gym. Stop by for a visit, or you can contact us at 618-937-1665.
Final score 10-8. Goreville knocks off your West Frankfort Redbirds in a very eventful ball game here today from Bill McKee Field in West Frankfort. Thank you for tuning in here in our post-game coverage brought to you by IBI Management. And let's quickly get to the final box score. We'll go over some of the stats. That's brought to you by the city of West Frankfort. First for Goreville. Tripp, 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 runs scored. Francis, 2 hits, 1 driven in, 1 walk, 3 runs scored. Suits, 3 RBIs on 1 hit, 1 walk, and a run. Moss, 3 hits, 3 runs driven in, and 2 runs. Damon with a hit, an RBI, and a walk. Gower with a hit and an RBI. 2 hits and a run scored for King. Pitchers for Goreville, Buffington, 3 innings, 3 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 5 Ks, 5 walks. Church, who got the victory, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Now for West Frankfort. Joyner, 1 hit and 1 run scored. Samples, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 RBI. Patterson with 1 walk, 1 hit, 1 run. Duncan with a couple of walks and a run scored. Mitten, 2 hits, 1 driven in, and 1 run scored as well. Scales, 2 runs, 1 hit, 1 RBI, and 1 walk. 1 walk for Webster. 1 walk and an RBI for Sneathen. And Bennett with a hit, an RBI, and a walk. It's your box score brought to you by the city of West Frankfort. Quincy, your thoughts, your recap from today's ball game.
I think it was a well. You can look at it in a good place of, never quitting in the game. I think we really should have won this game. To be honest with you, we made a lot of mistakes. Especially first inning and several other innings after. Just mistakes that shouldn't be made out there. You know, them putting up 10 runs. I think we gave them a few there. But other than that, I think there's a lot of positives you can take from this game. I think the last 2 games against John City and today hit the ball really well, found ways to get on base, worked counts. I think there's not a big problem there. It's mainly just some situations out in the field. out on defense, and I think you take care of those, you'll start be looking a little better when you get to wins and losses.
Let's give out a player of the game. It's brought to you by Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance in West Frankfort. It's Melissa Walden, Shelter Insurance Player of the Game. Who are you going with, Quincy?
Yeah, I mean, I think today I think Jace Bennett is a good decision to get player of the game for us in this one. You know, had a lot of good decent at bats. You know, had a hit, RBI, found a way on base, had a walk in there. You know, doing what he can at the plate, and you know that's really where him coming in as a ninth spot's really valuable for him to be having a good on base percentage and acting as a second leadoff guy in the lineup.
Yeah, he was on 3 times. He reached on an errand there as well, and that last at bat he had, which was just
Hmm.
prolonged, not a lot of balls thrown, but a lot of strikes, and he kept fouling pitches off. And uh, good credit to Bennett and to be able to extend that game a little further. But yeah, good pick, Jace Bennett, Melissa Walton, Shelter Insurance Player of the Game. We're back in action Tuesday versus Nashville with Redbirds baseball, and then we're back after that later in that week. We thank you for tuning in today and all of this week here with us in some Redbirds baseball here on Redbirds Live.